You might know Ray Chase from such hit properties as Genshin Impact. Also is Cyclops in X-Men 97, 94, 93, and 2012. You might also know him as Tengen Uzui in Demon Slayer, Sukuna in Jujutsu Kaisen, and Mr. Oratrice Mécanique de Louise Cardinal, Nouvelette in Genshin Impact. And we made a game where you could smooch your door. Welcome to the show.
This is my first Date Everything panel. This is surreal.
Second Date
What?
Everything panel.
We're up there.
Look, who'd they pick for you?
Wait, so I had to switch. We
They
gotta
picked
switch.
Wallace.
We gotta switch.
Yeah. Oh, we
It's
do
too
have
confusing.
to switch. Yeah, that is too confusing. Here, this was in my butt. There you go. All right. Hi everyone. How is your GalaxyCon? Are you having fun? I haven't been outside all day. It sounds like there was a thunderstorm outside. Is that true? Is it wet out there? Because it's a hunga wet hot love, baby. That's why.
Oh, Johnny Splash. We wore a lot of different hats on Date Everything. I was the lead designer and lead writer. I also did the story programming, wrote a bunch of the characters, and I got to voice three of my favorites. Wall as Wallace. I got to voice lyric literature and the Scandelabra. Robbie, what did you do on this
Who
game?
here's actually played the game yet? Hand raise. Who here needs to be bullied into playing the game? Good. Nice. That's good. We got like 60% of you. Thank you for coming. You're going to be very confused if you haven't played this game. Don't worry, we won't do too many spoilers. Like Ray, I was also executive producer. I was co-creative lead, so I had oversight on things like art, and music, and writing, and all that. I was the primary voice director. I wrote a few characters and punched stuff up, and really just supported Ray as he waded through the trepidatious depths of game programming. But ultimately, we decided to call me co-creative lead, and that felt like a very nice thing to say.
Who did you voice?
I voiced Johnny Splash. I voiced all five of the Hanks.
Yay!
And I also voiced Nekobaru.
Yes.
Hirahime's sentient cat-like tennis ball. We made this silly game over the past 2.5 years. It almost destroyed our lives. We hope you're enjoying it. But it was a very fun process. It's wild. It's been out for almost a month now, about 3.5 weeks, which is wild to think about. If you're a nerd and you're on TikTok, you can't avoid us. Haha, take that. For some reason, Gen Z really grabbed on and started making some amazing content. So if you were to hop on TikTok and search Date Everything, you would see a ton of edits and videos and OCs and comedy sketches. It's like there's like tens of millions of views every other day. It's the best thing ever. And we were also able to hire and cast a full union game with about 100 of our good friends and other voice actors. And there's probably not about another 150 of them that we didn't get to cast. So maybe someday we'll see what happens. DLC. Stop pressuring this man. He's just come back from the brink. We've just got him back.
Okay, announcing it here. We will do a DLC. We're going to do one extra character 10 years from now. I can promise you. I can promise you. And he's going to be great.
He will be great. No, we got plans. You'll see. Don't you worry. It seems like more of you are manifesting. This is awesome. I guess we can chit-chat a little bit about the game, and then for like 40 minutes or so, we'll like take your questions, and if you have any, if there are any aspiring game developers, we can give you our brief take on what the last 7 years was like. But before we get into Q&A, we'll give you a little backdrop of like how this happened. So, has anybody ever seen a lava show with me and Ray and Max Middleman? That was the exact response I was looking for. One person go, woo! We've been doing this comedy show forever on the con circuit, and about 7 years ago, we decided, hey guys, the show's great, but we want to do something a little bit more permanent. What do you want to do? We're like, do we want to make a movie? Do we want to pitch an animated show? Do we want to do podcasts? Do we want to form a completely non-entertainment-based company? Or do we want to make video games? And we explored all of those things. Ray had an awesome podcast, a fictional podcast called Sky Brother Force. If you haven't checked it out, it's an amazing podcast full of a bunch of your favorite dubbing actors and other actors. And then we put together some pitches for some cartoons and movies, and we like a lot of it. Maybe we'll bring some of them back to life someday. But Ray had been going to game conferences forever. He'd been going to GDC. He had friends in the gaming community. He's also a huge indie game fan. I think he's played more indie games than anyone else I know. And he really grabbed on the idea of wanting to make a game. So then the question becomes, okay, we've never done that before. What kind of game do we want to make? And we knew we had to lean into our strengths, which was narrative strength. We weren't programmers at the time. We're not going to make the next great 2D fighting game or shooter. What kind of game do we want to make? So the idea came of a visual novel. Then we thought of a dating sim, and then we started to riff on that, and we started to laugh and smile and think about, oh, how fun would some romance be in this world? And then we pushed the idea of making a dating sim. So then the idea is, what kind of dating sim? So Ray and everything. So Ray and I were riffing in the studio one day, and we were talking about, it's all been done before. You can date hot birds, and you can date hot dads, and you can date whatever. And there are all these great sims. What do we do? It's like, I don't know, date everything. And then we laughed. And we went, what do you mean date everything? And I'm like, I don't know, this thing, that thing, everything that around, the air, concepts, whatever. And we laughed and laughed, and we thought that would be so much fun. What if it's 100 characters? That's crazy. And then a couple days later, Ray came to me and he's like, hey, remember that date everything idea? I want to run with it. And I was like, yeah, man, let's run with it. So we started our company, Sassy Chap Games, me, Max, and Ray. And then we started getting into the nitty-gritty of what creating a vertical slice. For those of you who don't know, it's a small demo, a proof of concept that's playable that publishers prefer to have when you pitch a game, what that's going to take. And then Ray can get a little bit into more of that. I've talked a lot. But we put together a small team. We met in my garage, in my office garage, not just in my garage, and on Miranda Street. So the code name of this project when we were casting it was Project Miranda. And then Ray helped put together a team. And Ray, tell them a little bit about some of these people that joined us.
I like the part of this where I didn't have to say anything. I just got to listen to you. That was great, man. Thank you.
No, but now it's your turn.
We did. So that was 7 years ago when we first started. We started with a really small team, and it was just weekly meetings in Robbie's garage where we're just going like, what is this game going to be? It is a 3D visual novel. It's a type of game that has never been made before. Who are these 100 characters going to be? What does dating mean? What does a good, bad ending, or what is the game going to be designed around? And we had to hash out a lot of these questions, and we made the first room of the house over the next year, which was the laundry room. So I know a lot of you guys noticed that the laundry room has a lot of our most dramatic characters in it. You have Harper and Dirk and Washford and Drysdale. All of those characters are part of our vertical slice, where we were really shooting for the moon about like we're going to have them all in love with each other. We have so much interpersonal drama between everyone. We had eating the Dipogenies as part of it. That was all from the beginning.
A lot of concepts we kept. Yeah.
And we took that vertical slice, took it to Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, passed it around, got a lot of rejections. Some people who were like, do it, but only 25 characters.
Or we'll give you XYZ about a money to develop it more, but then if we say no, you owe us that money.
Yeah, or partially voiced.
Or perhaps we're an unscrupulous company that perhaps doesn't necessarily always honor IP. We'll give you all the money you want in the world, but then who knows what will happen to your IP once it goes out into the world. So at that conference, and then afterwards, we pitched around a little bit in LA, and we got some offers and some opportunities, and just none of it felt right. And then everybody started coughing and sneezing. Then COVID came along, and the world changed, as we all know. So nobody was taking pitches at that time. Basically, nobody wanted to invest money in that first year and a half because nobody knew what was going to happen in the world, right? So we kind of got stalled. and then somewhere about a year and a half later, around late 2021, somewhere around there, we were like, let's spin this thing back up again. So we retooled the vertical slice. We got the band back together with a few new faces and made some choices. Like, it used to be more like escape room-esque. You would have to do certain things to get out of the laundry room. And we were like, that's not fun. We want a sandbox. So you can't gate everywhere in the sandbox.
Neej, our artistic designer, designed all the characters, and she said, I don't want to do puzzles. When do I get to date hot people? And we were like, you're right. It's a dating sim.
Yeah. Yeah, so we retooled it a bunch, put together a new patch packet, and then we met this person. We were introduced to a person by the name of Amanda Hufford. Does anybody know the Amazing Digital Circus at all? Yeah?
Yeah.
They play Ragatha on that, and they're in the indie space in animation and video games, and they were a friend of a friend. We had pitched at a company, and this person was the receptionist
Yes,
at that
walked us
company.
in, yeah.
She walked us in and then said, hey, my friend Amanda is pretty good at getting devs in front of publishers. Would you want to maybe meet them? I said, sure, what do we have to lose? And we met Amanda, and they said to us, yeah, I want to get you in front of money. And we said, cool. What do you want? And they were like, nothing. Just give me a job if you sell your game. And we were like, okay, that sounds like a deal. So we got some pitches of our own, and then they got a bunch of pitches going for us, and we started pitching again in 2021 into 2022, and we finally landed with Team 17, who you might know from Worms, Overcooked, Dredge. They're an indie publisher that's got a good history of working with first-time devs. And after 6 months of lawyering, we basically got everything that we wanted and the funding to make the game that we wanted, which was 100 fully voiced characters. And even in the beginning, we didn't know if we were going to be able to make 102. Wouldn't even be able to know we were going to be able to do that with the script that we had. Like, before we started recording, when we were already a year into production, we were crunching numbers and we were like, I don't know if we can afford this. So anyway, long story short, we got everything that we wanted, and we started production in late 2022. So we've been working on the game for about 2.5 years in earnest. The last year and a half of which have been extremely busy and tumultuous. You've heard the term crunch. Usually means like the first couple months before a game drops. Our crunch was about 18 months long.
Yeah.
When you've never made a video game before, you make every single mistake humanly possible. And a lot of roles changed. We had a bunch of turnover in the company, people that didn't work, and then rock stars that came in, and we found our pillars within our company of which we were able to build around. At our peak last summer, we had around 45 employees and contractors, all while recording for about 6 to 8 months, all day, every day, morning, noon, and night in multiple studios to get our 70,000 voice lines done in about 8 months. So it was a massive undertaking, and we all found things that we were really good at and some things we weren't so good at in managing a team and doing work. Ray, I think, initially I was the lead writer on this because I think in the beginning I found out I was more interested in tooling up like the flow of things and who the characters would be, but I wasn't particularly good at story programming. And Ray really found a way to lock in and learn how to use this program called Ink and narratively design a game that no one had ever done before. There's over 2,000 different variables and choice selections that I'm sure Ray knows the exact number that shape how this narrative goes as you play through. I've talked to so many of you have 50 hours in, 70 hours in, somewhere like that. And that's not on a piece of paper somewhere. That's just in that man's brain. So I don't think anybody could have made this game but Ray, and no one's put more time and heart into it than him. And that's a role that I was supposed to do. But when I realized it wasn't for me, we just figured out, well, what are you going to do? And I said, okay, when the time comes to talk to lawyers and manage the team and make hard decisions and make hard and fast like oversight decisions, I'm suited for that. Put me in the room in the business meeting. Let me do that part of it.
Marketing side too.
Yeah, and then I wasn't always supposed to be marketing, I ended up taking over like all of the marketing outside of Team 17. So we all found out what we were good at while doing this, other than just making goofy voices. Don't worry, we're still good at that too. And that is sort of the rough outline of how this game came to be. If you're aspiring designers out there, or you guys play indie games or anything like that, I'm sure Ray has a ton of good book recommendations for you on indie games. I know, and games in general. I know Ray narrated a couple of them, and is an avid reader and understander of things. But if we can talk about silly stuff today, and then if you guys have any real questions too about running a business, licensing, how to manage a team, how to take something from an idea to a finished product, we're glad to give advice. We're also glad to just do silly voices and talk silly stuff. But we can give you a little insight into that too. They say that shipping a game is a miracle, and we never understood why that was a phrase among all of our developer friends until we did it. So that's where we're at with it. Anything you want to add before we open it up?
No, that was awesome. Yeah, ask about date everything questions and voice actor questions, right?
Yeah, it doesn't all have to be date everything.
Yeah,
this is our only panel this weekend.
Yeah.
So if you want to ask how Ray came up with the voice for Etrigan the Demon from DC's Dark, you could do it.
Nice.
There's a QA microphone right over there. Feel free. What
nice.
the? We have production value?
That's awesome.
If you guys want to line up in a big long line, you can, or you can wait till the line thins out and then come stand, whatever you're comfortable with. I know it's a long day, it's the evening, your feeties probably hurt. But yeah, please introduce yourself. If you're not comfortable giving your full name, you don't have to, but we'd love to know who you are. Let's do this, baby.
Hi, my name is Noah.
I know.
And Ray Chase, if you had to date any of the people you voiced, who would it be?
If I had to date Wallace the Wall, lyric literature, or the Scandelabra,
I think he means
In general.
anyone.
Anyone.
In your career.
in my career,
Right?
Yup.
Anyone you voiced.
Oh, baby. Who would I want to? I play a lot of threatening people who wouldn't treat me very well. Who's the best? All right, I mean, there's only one answer. I would date Lord Tengen Uzui and become his fourth wife. That is a man who can protect me, who will listen to me. I will cook him whatever he wants. I'm there to sharpen his swords, if you catch my drift. Thank you so much, Noah.
Hello, my name
Hi.
is Adriel. I was wondering, were there any choices that you were super excited about for Date Everything that you just couldn't add in at all? Like, was there something like, oh, this is really cool, but maybe for later, maybe for a sequel or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
However, what the finished product was under the time crunch that we had, I am so happy that we got almost every single thing, and we snuck some things under there. You can date the narrator and date everything, and we never told Team 17 that. Because then we got in trouble by sneaking in something in last minute. So we did sneak a lot, and I'm really happy, but I'm very sad that we weren't able to get weather in. We had clouds made, we had rain effects, we have all the sounds, they're ready to go. We just have to wait until things calm down, and we can put that stuff in.
We'll go outside someday.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank you
touch
so much.
grass. But you can't touch grass like that.
Hi, my name is Luca Bella. I just had a quick question about the more design aspect. What was a lot of the inspiration for the fashion behind the Date Everything characters? And I know a couple of the characters seemed very decade-based. What was the creative process behind that?
Well, we have a really great working relationship with our lead designer. Yeah, Aaron
Wong.
Wong. Yeah, they're all her designs. It really manifested in an interesting way. They were not always the final art person. In our original pipeline, we had Aaron doing the designs and then someone else doing the final art. And I want to say it was me who I think unfortunately had to say hey, I think this might not be the person that we want to use for the final, which is really tough because I love artists and I've been one my whole life, and I've been in a position where, as you're a voice actor, you lose jobs, you get jobs. You know, even as a theater actor, like you don't get every audition, it's all this stuff. So you never really want to like let somebody go. But we knew we were going to move away from that style, and then Aaron was there, and I was like, why don't we just use Aaron? So we did an art test, and we're like, this was the answer all along.
Yeah.
So the concepts all come. Our original pipeline was this: the concepts would all come from Aaron to Ray and I, and then we would usually get a run of stuff.
You can see them in the DLC. There's the art book and all the concept art. She do like faces and then outfits for everyone.
I looked through it. Did they end up putting in everything of all the
Yes,
concepts?
we found them all, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them were hard to
a lot of
find.
Yeah, but there's one thing you might notice, which is when I feel like she had a stronger impulse for a certain character, we got less options. And if they wanted more input, we would get like 4 to 6 designs as opposed to like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then we would say, oh yeah, let's pull this down here and move this around. And then sometimes she would send something and it would just be perfect. And then sometimes she would send something and we're like, completely other direction. I mean, and we have that freedom to communicate in that way. And I think it's because when you work with professional artists, everybody becomes less and less precious with what they're doing, especially in the concept phase.
So a lot of her designs come from Gijinkas, which was something that we had to wrestle with right at the beginning. It's like, are we going to show objects? Or are we going to show people dressed as objects? And I think we really wanted to move away from what a lot of these other dating sims were, which were parodies of anime. I think that's something that you can do, but it kind of limits you, because then you're always parodying something. We're not Japanese ourselves. It would come from a disingenuous place, and we always wanted this to be genuine. So all of her designs, it comes from that world of Gijinkas, where you're bringing a thing to life as a human who's dressed as someone. And then as far as her inspirations, it's a lot of drag race stuff. It's a lot of that really extra kind of Met Gala kind of stuff where everyone's just wearing at their most. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Fry.
Hi, Fry.
I was wondering if you had the choice to date any of the characters from Date Everything, who are your top choices, or who's your top number one?
So now we're dating characters from Date
For our
Everything.
top
I choose
choices.
Tengen Uzui from Demon Slayer.
I think there's a lot of unspoken truths coming out tonight.
My choice is Celia the Ceiling, voiced by my wife, Julia McIlvaine. She did an amazing job, and she's a strong, capable woman who shows up and does a great job, and I love her very much. So I'd date Celia. And Florence can come too.
So many jokes. I would say, okay, mine has an addendum. It's Sophia the Safe, okay? Okay, but hold on.
I'm holding.
I don't need a nice lady to step on me. I mean, that part of it is maybe not so much for me, but the archetype is me. Does that make sense? Like,
It
I'm
makes sense.
attracted to her, but I'm not into the idea of being shamed.
You want her on an off day when she's not on the clock.
When she's not
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
when she's
Yeah,
not
that's
working.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Of course. I feel like I protested too much, and now none of you believe me.
Hi, my name
Hello.
is Cara.
Hi, Cara.
So my question is, were there any characters that as you were creating them, you knew exactly who you wanted to voice them?
Yes.
Lots?
Lots, but definitely not all. It was, I think at the end of the day, it's like 50-50, where we were like, no audition, we want this person, we hope they accept, and they got to do it. And then the other half were like just totally unknowns, like, I don't know, maybe we can find somebody.
Yeah.
But then some of them, like, Jeremy, the chair, had to be Jeremy Lee. It just had to. And whether she wanted to or not, we would pay any price for Jeremy Lee to play Jeremy.
Dante Bosco is a good friend of mine and has been for the last decade, and there's no way he's not going to be Dante the Fireplace.
Yes.
Like, some of these roles were written for people's with their voices in mind.
You were always the Hanks.
I was always the
You were
Hanks.
always the
That's
Hanks.
right.
I was always Wallace and the Scandelabra. But
But
then we picked up 2 other ones just because of happenstance.
Yeah, I was not always Johnny Splash.
Yeah.
I was only Johnny because the actor that was going to play them canceled the morning of, and we'd already paid for the studio. And I was like, forget that guy, I'll do it myself.
And he did freaking great. I can't imagine anybody else being Johnny Splash. You're so good at it.
Well, I'd done a bunch of Elvis stuff, and even like when we hired this person to do it, I was like, I can be Johnny Splash.
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
So it worked out for the best. Definitely lots of characters. And then the surprising ones, like
There's so many good surprises.
my favorite dateable, specifically because they're a dominatrix and I'm into it, and I'm not really telling you guys, was Laura Post. And somebody threw her name in the hat. Was it you?
I've always loved her from Three Houses. I wanted to date Catherine from that. She's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't familiar with her game, and I know Laura, but I kind of got to become friends with her when she was having her first kid. So like you like have an association of someone. So I'm like, oh, she's like a lovely and sweet and matronly, a beautiful woman, but like she's just that's the kind of person that she is. And then Ray was like, listen to this voice, and I was like, man, that's a sexy voice. And then we brought her in, and it is one of the more like, even though it's all innuendo, it's all very overt. And we were like, hey, Laura, are you okay with this? And she's like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And then she said 3 lines, and I was like, oh my God, we made the right choice. Yeah, she crushed. Yeah. So, yeah, lots of surprises, but very many people we had voices in mind for. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question.
You can do it, yes.
Yeah, there you go. The old tilt.
Hello, I'm Chanel.
Hi, Chanel.
Chanel.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yes, we're excited you're here.
I really like the game. I think it's very silly, and it's very hard to like break into those dating sims where they like take themselves so seriously, and they're like, oh Chad, I need you now.
We have characters like Chad in our game,
Yeah,
but
and
they
they're
can't all be
perfectly
Chad.
tailored
Yes.
to the people who want them. I don't want Chad.
Good.
I have 2 questions.
There's one guy named Chad in the back going, oh man.
He's sitting next to Karen. It's Chad and Karen together at last.
I have 2 questions, and they're a little bit industry deep.
Sure.
I really want to get into video game making. I'm very big into storytelling. One question is, what was it like voice directing 105 people?
Hard.
It was hard. Like we did I've said it in interviews, this is a very stupid game to make. Normally you want to make games that like you can repeat assets and you can have a gameplay loop. And for us, we had to handcraft every single asset. And that meant every single voice actor, instead of in an RPG, you can have 100 actors, but you have 4 lead characters who do the bulk of it. We had 100 characters with no main characters. So every session, we had to explain what the game was, what the character was, and get all of their lines in rapid fire.
And we failed in the beginning, and then we figured out our groove. It took about a week.
We had to prep the script. All the scripts had lots of prep work to make it fast.
Our first character was Betty the Bed.
Yeah.
And then Mella.
Yeah, Betty.
Mella crushed, but it was slow because we were slow. And then I called Ray that day, and it was 2 weeks before we started main recording. I was like, hey man, this ain't gonna work.
We gotta find a
baby.
workflow, yeah.
So we brought in Ray's friend Nick Thurston, who plays Sinclair, and Nick did the lion's.
He wrote a lot of the characters too. Yeah.
Wrote a lot of the characters. He's a fantastic actor himself. He was Blue Eyes in all of the in the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah.
Like literally the guy who did the voice and then is in the ape arms.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a massive amount of prep. You want to know something that sucks? I'm sure you did. That's just what you wanted to hear. Do you know what making a video game is? A lot of spreadsheets.
Macros, baby. Learn your macros.
Boy, when Ray really started to get granular on like what we needed to do to make these things happen, and was creating tracking sheets for our boots on the ground asset creators, guess what? We really are good at Google Sheets now. I'm an actor. I never wanted to be good at Google Sheets. But that is a big part of it. But it's all stuff we learned. I'm going to overstate this. Like, we made it happen, but we crashed and burned dozens of times before we got here.
Yeah.
And we burned and we put ourselves out and we got back after it. Yeah.
What's your other question?
Well, my other question is tied to actually exactly what you finished talking about, which was what was it like bringing a game from like starting with code and bringing that game to the screen? Because I've always struggled with that bit when I try to picture myself making a game.
It's been a surreal moment, especially now. It really is just a magic trick where we had 4 weeks ago, this game was just a bunch of code, 13,000 art assets and 70,000 OGG media files, and we put it together like a stage play where everything goes on at the same time right when the curtain call happens, and we fooled everyone into making it seem like it's a cohesive thing. And that is something that is true magic, and that is something I can't explain. You just work on every little grain, you just build the set, you hammer in every single nail so that it works, and then you put it in front of somebody, and then they believe it.
Well, the thing that's different about this game is it's narrative craftsmanship, right? So, you know, if you've ever, my dad builds houses for a living. In fact, my dad made the blueprint.
He built the house,
the
actual house in the game. Robbie's dad drew it as a blueprint, and we followed his blueprint.
He was like, what kind of house? And I was like a mid-century, like West Coast. And he's like, okay. It was like, yeah, well, it has to make sense. Because like if you were to have someone build a blueprint, you're like, I don't know, is a laundry room go into the, and they're like, no, we can't do that. So that's why our house feels like a house. But to answer your question, it's just craftsmanship. Our game is assets and triggers. So if you can, this is oversimplification, but Ray wrote a lot of the programming language that triggers the assets to do a thing in a programming language called Ink, which is meant to be a narrative design text programming language. And then he, I think, has used it in a way that, to our knowledge, nobody else has, in the most robust way. So when a character does something, when it comes from left to right, that's a trigger in Ink. And that comes in after their line. And every time a character says something, it's their name and 2 colons, and that's what triggers it to know who it is and
who's talking.
Who's talking. So that's the thing, is like making that part come to life. And then having a programming team that can drop the assets in the right place in Unity to make it all trigger within the world itself.
Yeah.
Boring! But that's the answer to it, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Or it's magic. Which both, it's definitely magic.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I am Discord.
Hello.
Now, my favorite character is Doug.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
I want to know your process in creating such a perfect man.
He was from the vertical slice. We always knew that we wanted someone. We had this laundry room, but we were also like, let's have characters who are going to come in and just be bodiless, something where you're going to unlock them in a certain way. It used to be that you just could look anywhere for 5 minutes and Doug would show up, but then people kept doing it accidentally and being like, what the hell's going on? So we changed it in the main thing, but he's been there from the beginning, and the idea was Hot Caillou, if you remember Caillou.
Yeah. There was also an anime at the time 7 years ago that was like, there was like a chicken man that was like ripped or something that we saw, but it wasn't, it was evocative, but like, I think it was like Hot Caillou was the original. And then when we were doing the designs, Aaron was like, I don't know quite what to do with Doug. And I literally went, hey, make his body perfect.
Yeah.
Like I was like, make him 6% body fat, shredded, just obliques out of control. And then I remember Erin laughing, and she's like, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. But I remember there were some versions that came in where he was still like flesh toned. And I was like, no.
Scary.
No, it was scary.
And then and he's one of our more difficult datables. I think that was always the intention, to be like, he's someone who if you don't push back against him a little bit with his bullying and stuff, you're not going to be able to get through that hard chiseled exterior into his soft gooey center. So hopefully you got a love ending with him. Did you get a love ending?
I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it yet. Best of luck to you. He's difficult.
But he is my favorite.
I'm
Number
glad.
1.
Good.
Doug.
We love Doug too. Hello.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Fluttershy.
Hi, Fluttershy. You look
Beautiful.
fantastic.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you both which Hank is your favorite and why?
Well, I get to choose my favorite Hank.
You go first.
My favorite is I don't want to do spoilers. Let's just say, you know who's okay. Actually, Here's my real answer. My favorite, and Robbie doesn't know this, is Hank number 4, because I did all of the character poses for the Hanks, and they were a pain in the ass. Every single line, you have to make sure that they change. I did that for every line. Hank number 4 is the only one where when he talks, he's perfectly not covering anybody, and so I was always like, yes, he gets to do it, so he gets to go on top. And the worst one is Hank number 2, because he's behind Hank number 1, and so I always had, every time they changed, I always had to bring Hank number 2, go to the front. Hank number 2, stop hiding. Put it back in the front. So number 4.
That is such a practical answer.
It's I know those guys intimately.
I wrote the first iteration of Hanks, and then the second tooled up version, and then Logan, one of our writers, tuned up the final version of Hanks. So it was always leader Hank, scared, nervous Hank, who was low-key scared, horny Hank, ultimate supreme bro, low IQ Hank, and then lover boy Hank. So Hank number 5 is my favorite.
Yeah.
He is a cipher for myself.
Yeah.
And some of the bits about like the arrested. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, you're all here for it. Like his bigger life goals and his arrested development due to the nature of what he does was definitely like some self-therapy, I think. When he talks about like, I want to be you guys know what it is. But I gave it up. I gave it up because I fell into this and I want to be here with you and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I don't regret anything, but I realized I let some parts of myself go that like I wanted to have. And people laugh at it because it's ridiculous, but then they understand if you feel like the need to dig that deep. So it's that Hank number 5 is my boy. Yeah.
That's why he has an extra pose. I'm sure, I know you guys have noticed it. That's why, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fluttershy. Hello.
Hello. My name is Jayla.
Hi,
and
Jayla.
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
My first question is, what is your favorite lines from the game?
There's 70,000 of them.
But there's so many that we do all the time at home. Some of our favorite ones. Pee pee poo poo? Yes.
I just say that that's not even writing. That's just real.
Dude, there's so many good ones. I don't know. Oh man, so many of these aren't safe for work. That's the only thing. I know a lot of, we see some young faces around here. I'm going to find one of my more family-friendly ones. Let me think. Do you have one?
Mine's not family-friendly.
Oh, no!
No, I like it because it came out, and it's about Sophia. When we did the advent calendar character announcements, when she's like, lick the candy cane. That one is like one of my,
So
it's just
good.
so funny to me. I love it.
There's one for, there's so many spoiler ones too. I'm having a very hard time with this
I got
question.
one. I also love Dana Snyder, who's here.
Yes.
Master Shake, you know Dana, he's amazing. Master Shake, Squidbillies, a million other hilarious roles. Who, much to Ray's chagrin, like improv'd about 40% of the lines on here.
Yep.
He understood it right away. Like once I explained the comedic conceit to him, I don't think he was quite certain what the game was going to be like, but he knew what the character was.
Yeah.
And he knew to break the fourth wall, even though we didn't tell him to. And he goes, bring in your little card, you'll see. When he introduces Vaughn Chapman, he's like, my name is Vaughn, I can't wait to love you, or whatever the... And it's like my favorite.
I like Parker Bradley is one of my favorites. I wrote him, and I love it when his horrible relationship with Chance. You'd think they'd be friends, but Chance wants nothing to do with him, and he brings in his relationship dice, and Parker goes, "They're beautiful, Chance." I love that line.
I actually love a Parker line for a different reason.
Yes.
Is that Brennan is known to be the lore master, and we had their character images up next to the script so that they could kind of stay in character or whatever. And like during the chest sequence, this line stayed in, and I knew it was wrong, but I laughed it anyway. And he goes, you think I know chess? I've got a pawn on my head, MFer. And it's not a pawn. It's a piece from the game Sorry. And I love that. I love that he's wrong. Sorry, Renan. It's great.
And my second question is, when you like realize the characters, do the neighbors just see like random people walk out the main character's house?
That is
Your house is just giving birth. They keep they keep noticing that they go out through. Although Sinclair uses the window because he's Sinclair.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question. I think we will. So everybody, we can go and eat fish and oysters after this. I think we'll end the line at whomever is last already.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hi. So I know the game's only been out for like a month.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there's any underappreciated characters at the moment that you
sure.
feel like we have to do their route?
That you have to do their route?
Like they have like a really good route that you feel like they should
literally
experience.
unappreciated characters. Yeah. I think one who doesn't get a lot of love because there's a lot that's hidden is Wendell in the Window, played by Kari Wahlgren. There's 4 cardinal directions in the house, and each of those directions, depending on what you talk to her, there's 4 different for each one. So if you're just talking to her at the same window, you're missing out on 75% of all of her other things. She's nerding out about the neighbors. She's nerding out about the birds. She's there's lots of different sides to her, literally. So I think Gwendolyn can get some more love. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though. It has been a cycle because I'm from marketing. I always pay attention to it, and everybody kind of gets their moment in the sun for a couple of days. A couple of days ago I would have said Friar Errol, but he's got a banger
Same.
TikTok right now, and it's like all of a sudden Friar Errol's getting all this love. So I texted Liam and I was like, "It's your turn." I would say one that needs some more love right now would be Hirahime, the anime figurine, but that's also a secret character, so you have to do something in the main path to make that happen. But I love her storyline. I think it's so fun and kitschy. If you're an anime fan, it's the best. So I think Hirahime needs her time in the sun.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Of
you.
course, good question.
Hi, I'm Madison. I did y'all's signatures, so
It's nice to see you again.
Unfortunately, I have a very long list of questions, but I'm not going to ask them. I'll put them in the Discord.
Pick your favorite.
I have 2 actually, character one and and the story one. What character are y'all surprised to have the most vocal fan base?
I mean, definitely we did not see Hector coming at all. When we were working on him.
No one sees Hector coming.
No one sees Hector coming. That's how he likes it. That was one who was always a part of it. He was difficult to figure out. He's a location-based character. How do you tell the story? He's a very abstract, like how do you have his different forms and stuff like that. So I think like working on him, he was always like, that's a tough character. Let's just get it done and like not worry about it. But then having him be like the number one is insane.
I'm going to tell you something. I did see it coming.
You did see it coming?
After Christian left the studio,
you were like,
I
oh
was
my God.
in there for his set. I think I called you actually.
Yeah.
I think we had lunch or something that day, and I remember I was like, hey, the performance that Christian just gave in there was crazy sexy.
Wow, yeah.
So like, I didn't think, but I didn't see it coming like that. Not
He was
at all.
also the last character theme that we wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see that. I also, gosh, the rest of them we kind of knew. They were OG bangers. Yeah, I think the real outlier was
Hector. We were
Hector.
like, wow,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah.
I got one last one. I don't know if y'all will
do
be
it.
able to answer this because it's kind of spoilery, but it wasn't answered in the game.
Okay.
Why was Keith stuck in the crawl space in the first place?
Well, he investigates with Mac, right? Did you play that part?
Yeah, it
Okay.
didn't.
That's all I'll say.
Damn. Okay.
Damn.
Worth a shot.
It's hey, you gotta go in. You gotta do it again on your Game Plus. We don't want to spoil it for you.
Yes.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Danny. I'm sorry, I'm gonna break the date everything chain of questions.
You don't need it.
Yes.
Good.
We don't truly have confirmation. Will you be coming back to Critical Role later on this year?
Yes, I am so excited to come back to Critical Role. You might know me as Dorian Storm. Yes.
You heard it here first. I've been fired.
Next question.
I'll see you at the Indie Live show in exactly 3 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You guys have been trying hard this weekend, by the way. I'm proud of you for still asking.
Hi, my name is Brendan Marchese. I got a couple questions. One's kind of to do with, I guess it's more into the voice acting industry.
Sure.
I've been really into voice acting since I was a kid, and I've always been doing voices since I was a toddler, pretty much. But I know, it's no matter how I try to look into it, I don't really know how to get into the industry, really, especially with not being able to afford proper audio recording equipment.
I think that part of it might be easier than you think. I think maybe you're overshooting. I don't know your financial situation, but I would say you could get it done for $180. You need a Scarlett Solo, which you can grab on Amazon for $70, and then any mic over $100 if you're not booking, you don't need it. So I would say whatever. I auditioned off of Twisted Wave on my phone today, but I am doing that from an advantageous position because I usually do have a nice home setup. Yeah. Business-wise, everyone's journey's different. Do you have a demo?
Not yet. I'm kind of nervous to even try to do anything because all I got is my phone. To be fair.
Well, the cool part is that none of that matters until you want to pursue it professionally. Yeah. Just have fun for now. Cut together some stuff. There's so many things that are accessible now. Technology that wasn't around when I started. So yeah, have you ever heard of a website called IWantToBeAVoiceActor.com?
No, I haven't.
Has anybody ever sent you there?
No.
Great. It's a great place to start. No one's going to try to sell you a shitty PDF when you log on. They're like, no, it's nothing. Totally free. It's made by one of the most prolific voice actors of all time, D. Bradley Baker. It's called I Want to Be a Voice Actor, all one phrase.com. And it's just full of information like that. How to record without a good mic, where to get a good mic, where to get representation, how to break into the business. Yeah. So it is your single best resource if you just want info.
I really appreciate that. And I got a question about what do you think was the most challenging role you guys have ever had, and what would be your favorite role you guys have played?
No roles are challenging. It's challenging to get the role. That's the hardest part. But once you're in it, I don't know. You have a great director. You have a team of people who can help. I feel like it's been okay.
The only time it's challenging is when it sucks.
Yes.
When you walk.
You're right.
When you walk in a room and
you're
you go,
right.
Oh, this project looked good in the audition. This sucks.
It sucks.
And then it's challenging to give your best. But Ray is a classically trained actor as well as and that is the rule. No matter how you can put me in the world's biggest piece of shit project, and I will give you my heart and soul, because if I'm going to be in something bad, I'm going to be your favorite character in this really bad thing. So that's the only time it sucks. And my favorite, I'll keep it to anime. My favorite anime I ever did was a movie called The Silent Voice. That's my all-time favorite. Yeah. It's a great film.
It
One of my
is.
favorites.
I love Roy from Fire Emblem. I grew up playing Smash Brothers, and he's the best.
I do too.
Thanks,
Roy
man.
is our boy. Good question.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you so much.
Wait, stop. Come back. What was the name of the website?
I want to be a voiceactor.com.
That's the one. Got it. Yeah.
Thank you so much again.
You're welcome.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Aubrey. This is Quill.
Hi.
That's a good dog.
This is for Robbie.
Yes.
So, obviously, everybody started thirsting over Dorian.
Sure.
Well, you have a Dorian.
Sure.
So, who would Dorian date?
Which Dorian?
Your Dorian.
My Dorian?
Yes. Would Dorian date Dorian?
Yes. What are you talking about? Absolute.
Double Dorian?
You could not double Dorian. Oh my God.
Trap Dorian?
Trap Dorian. That sounds like Orum's dream. Yeah. Double Dorian? Dorium. What would their ship name be? Dorian? Double
Dorian, yeah.
Oh, double Dorian. Like
Yeah.
the top. Well, there'd be a top and a bottom.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, next question.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Kirk McBrayer.
Hi, Kirk.
I'll be honest. At this game, I only seen thumbnails of it, and it's already interesting.
That's great. That means we're in your algorithm. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
And we'll never get out.
Yeah, I can see this is a really interesting game.
Good. Hope you get a chance to play someday. What's on your mind?
Now, I'm just going to be the brief guidance and just say it. If all those characters were real-life objects,
Yeah.
which one would you bang?
Which one we date?
No, bang. I said bang, but...
That was the most unlikely thing.
From out of nowhere.
With the Mario
From
shirt
downtown.
on.
Ah, so well spoken, so polite. Who'd you bang? Ceiling to the ceiling. She's my wife. My wife for life. Who you banging, Robbie?
But he said if they were real life objects, that means you're going to be on a ladder, right?
Yep.
Henry Hoove, you know why. All right, get out of here.
All right, I'm sorry, but it was worth it.
I thought you were going to ask a question about like WarioWare or some shit. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Hi, my name's Apollo.
Hi, Apollo.
I was wondering, who was your least favorite character to like design and make everything for?
Least favorite character to work on?
We love them all.
No. Some of them were real pains in the butt
We
to
love
actually
them
make
all.
happen. I will say this. Tyrell the Towel was very difficult from a programming perspective because he was not written as a location-based character, like Able the Table. All the different tables have different stuff, and it was really late in development. They were like, oh crap, there's towels everywhere. And all of his dialogue was about the bathroom, and it made no sense when you're in the kitchen. So I had to go through, redo every single part of his story, and he was so hard. So he was the hardest character.
Yeah, I think post main writing, I think like phase 3, like punch-ups, I had a really tough time with Dante. I think Dante was like a well-written character, but like what was trying to be done like wasn't quite in the pocket. Like it didn't make sense. And retooling that, I think, to make him likable was that's not always our goal to make all the characters likable. There's definitely villains, but I think
Yeah.
but I love Lux.
Yeah.
So I think Dante for me like was that one where it was like I had 12 characters on my list to tool up, and I would come back and write something for like a couple hours, and then be like, I gotta do something else. Yeah. But I love where it ended up for sure, and I love the original writing concept. It's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question. The world's sweetest looking person was like, who did you like the least?
Oh my goodness. Hi, my name's Sio.
Hi.
I'm going to be so for real. I haven't played the game yet,
It's
but
okay.
it has been all over my For You page.
Good.
What was your guys' thought process behind Hector, the vent guy?
Our thought process?
Yeah, because I could never have come up with one.
Well, it was
like something like that.
To bring up location-based characters, it was someone where we're like, we have a character who's in the grates, and you have the HVAC system that's in the attic. How can you tell a story that's about these two completely? They're both the greats. They're both part of this, but what kind of character would exist in two very different forms? And that's kind of where his whole idea came from. That he was shy and didn't want you to show his real form until you'd earned it.
I think that was something we always want when we were assigning writers for the first round. One of the things we're most proud of in putting that team together was that most of the character writing was very representative. Like everyone had a unique perspective that was linked to the characters they were working on. And I think something that a lot of people can like. I have a theory about Hector. So I think there's this. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think this day and age, when we're so behind a screen so often, and we're not showing our true selves, which also means our bodies and our faces very often. Like there are people that have entire relationships where you never see who they are. It could be your Discord partner. It could be someone that you know but you don't really know. And is that version that your experience of them representative of themselves? When you divorce yourself from the organic part of you that's you, how does that change you? And there are some people that don't want that. And Hector does not wish to be perceived on anyone else's terms but their own. And I think people understand and gravitate toward that, even younger people. And anybody who's ever struggled with like body issues or identity issues or how they feel about how they present outwardly in their body, I think understand what it's like to pine from afar and to feel love to someone that they don't really maybe know. Whether or not that's parasocial or not is up to you for interpretation. So that's my like psychoanalysis of why people are so into Hector. But
I was thinking you got really deep into that.
Yeah, he asks for
Yeah.
you can ask him for a picture.
Yeah.
That's secret dialogue, and he shows you a Snapchat filter. And
yeah. But I think he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like when you see him, I think there's a reason why they're so loved.
Yeah.
Thank
Good question.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, my name's Chris, and
Chris.
another question about
Yes.
a very specific character. I know this character can like be very divided between the fan base, and there's people that love it, people that
We
hate it.
love splitting up the fan base.
Yeah,
The very last
yeah.
question of the day.
Coming from a like Jeanlu stan, what is y'all's opinions on Jeanlu?
Jeanlu
Yeah.
was always, we knew we had to have a dateable toilet, and we knew that we didn't want to make it about poop. We didn't want him to be gross. We wanted him to go some totally different way. And so he was always a French rapper named Jeanlu Pissoir. He's one of our very first crapper. You're right, he cool raps. We make jokes about toilet humor, but he's not gross in that same way, where we knew people were going to beeline straight to Jeanlu.
Yeah.
And he's good. I'm really proud that he's not a parody of a rapper. He's actually has the skills and the flow to impress you, and you have to impress him to earn his love.
Yeah, I think I think you came up with all the names for him, but the idea of him being a French rapper, I want to say it was my idea, because we were like, what do you mean a French rapper? And then like I think also Greg knew what I was talking about, and we both pulled out our Spotify, and like French rap, and we pulled it, and it's like they're just like that certain type, and then the idea started rolling from there. We knew Jeanlu had to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't get too deep into what it means to fall in love with someone you poop on.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to make the obvious jokes, but we made silly versions of the obvious jokes. Yeah. My favorite of one of the earliest options, I think it's the second thing you can pick, is I gotta pee, open up.
Open up, yeah.
That one makes me laugh every time. And also what I like about Jeanlu is it's very difficult.
Yeah.
To get it hates you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's three, a lot of people don't know this. There's 3 ways to undo his love. There's a really secret one that not a lot of people know.
Don't do
There's-
it. Don't
he
say
has-
it. Don't say it. Do not say it. Recording. Don't do it. Give him the 2
It's been a
obvious ones.
month. No one's found it.
No!
You can ask for a redo. Everyone knows that one. You can use a candy. Everyone knows that one. You can also, if you return Dishy to the store, you get a $600 refund, and you can give that $600 to Jeanlu, and he'll redo a hate ending with you. Yeah. That one's a secret one.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you for coming, you guys. Wow. We did it. That was a staff member, not a real guy. We did it.
He's still a real boy.
He's not real. None of these are real.
He's not dateable. Did you have fun? Thank you for playing our silly little game. We poured our hearts and souls into this. I don't want to congratulate ourselves too much, but here's the truth about this game. We could not have made it if we didn't give away half of it. We cut in as many artists and writers and actors and performers as we could, the tentpoles of our project, and I think we made a game that looks way more expensive than it is, and that is way more high quality, even though it was still expensive to make. And for all of you to be playing it and sharing your love and creating these TikToks and telling your friends, so many of you that I recognize out here came up to me this weekend and said, I am playing the game and I am telling all of my friends about it, and it shows. I will say this just to you guys, we're creeping up on, I'm just gonna tell them.
I don't know what you're going to say. You can return
Units.
Dishy. to. No, we're not. We're literally not allowed
to say it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're
truly not allowed to, unfortunately.
We are creeping up on a very milestone, substantial number of sales, and it is because of you guys. So if you continue to play, you continue to tell your friends. We're as indie as it gets, and it matters so much. So thank you all for everything.
Thank you. Thank you
Appreciate
for coming.
Thank you. Enjoy. Have a good weekend.